make sure my hair
Shove on your ring.
is a little bit cute.
Ring. He's like trying to hide his little nails right now. Let's show you guys his stuff.
Really messed up.
I know, mine, especially. I've been trying to rip off.
Hello, you guys. I'm having breakfast. Let's talk.
My real nail under it all, and so both of my fingers are a little jacked up right now. But your ring is beautiful. We had it made with one of our listeners, who is also a jeweler, Olivine and Ivy. Beautiful ring, absolutely just perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't have my wedding band yet because I have to get that sized down. So I'm wearing like this little pearl band from Orange County Pearls, and it's just like so cute.
Yeah. I just messed my hands up so much. Injured myself.
Working hard on the farm.
I smashed with hammers.
Ooh.
I got that really bad cut.
Yeah.
I burned my hand really bad. We're healing.
We are healing. We truly had the most fun, insane, everything I dreamed of wedding. It was unreal. And the fact we did all of it a DIY. It was a DIY. We truly built our own venue on my family's farm, and you guys will see the wedding video very soon. I'm sure it'll be dropping on this channel, but it was everything. I had the beer bottle, I had the candle,
omelet.
I had the atrium style tent I wanted from China. Ordered it from China. It came. It was perfect. Putting it together caused a little bit of a World War III, but you know, everyone came together for the day. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a really special, magical day, and you know, we questioned earlier, like, elope, not elope, like, is eloping overrated? And I think everyone should do what makes the most sense for them and what they want, but if you do lean towards having a wedding, it can be the most fun, insane, magical day of your life.
Yeah, I know we debated, actually, but I don't think there's any comparison. I mean, your situation may be whatever it is, but a wedding is by far the coolest experience you'll ever have in your life. And it's also the one time you'll ever get that many people from your life together in one spot at one time celebrating you. There's not another time in life that'll happen.
Yeah, we really felt the love. And like all of our friends and everyone had so much fun too. Like it's not just us that had so much fun. The next day we like woke up in the hotel and a bunch of people like were staying at the hotel and they're like, that was so much fun. It's the best wedding we're gonna ever go to. And then like the whole week after the wedding, people were like, how are you guys hanging in there? Because I've got the wedding blues.
Yeah.
It wasn't even my wedding. Like it was that fun. And everyone's
hello.
Like, hey, so what are you guys doing for your anniversary party? Like, haha, we're gonna run that back, right?
Yeah.
It was
I
really
think
I am eating
everyone should throw us the anniversary party
my breakfast.
so that we can take more time to enjoy and be a part.
How are you guys?
I think that's the hardest part. Is the day goes by so fast, and you spend
How are
4
you?
months straight, hard labor.
This
every
egg
day,
omelet,
working your ass off to set this thing up.
so
I
fire.
don't think
And
most
the
people
day-
do the crazy DIY we
But
did.
the day
Ooh.
comes, and yes, it's perfect. And we're all put together.
Oh,
But
look at
I
the
wish you
cheese,
could
the
pause
cheese
time
ball.
in a few moments that night.
Yeah.
Like, have more time for cocktail hour.
Yeah.
So
I
you can
made
actually experience
an egg
everything you worked so
omelet
hard on. I mean, yes, you're
with
throwing a
some,
big party for everyone.
what do you call this again?
But it's
Plantain.
fun to enjoy some of the stuff you
And
spent
then
so
I
much
also
time on
have
too.
some mini
So that's a little
cucumbers
difficult where it's, oh my
with
God, wait,
avocados
cocktail party's already
and
over?
breakfast
The cocktail hour's
sausage.
already over? And now we're all walking up, and then we walked into dinner late because
How was your
trying to
morning
enjoy
going?
this thing with the magician.
I want to give our magician a shout out. His name is Chris Herrick.
How was your morning? Happy
People are still texting
Tuesday.
about his magic tricks. We found him because of you guys tagging Two Hot Takes.
What are you guys
in
up to?
his TikTok videos, and then he messaged me on Instagram, and he flew out all the way from Boston and just put on such a show for people during cocktail hour. If you're getting married, I think like your cocktail
I
hour
am
and really
so
making that super special and
hungry.
fun is such a good way to set the tone for your wedding. And
I have been fasting for 16 hours.
I'll be sure to link his website
So I'm so hungry.
in the description and his Instagram so you can see
So,
his outfits. But
again, my breakfast is plantain, breakfast sausage,
we also had
mini cucumbers, egg omelet, 2 eggs, with sweet peppers and all of that, with avocados. So we're not really doing a lot of carbs.
I've got a couple stories set up to kind of
Mod.
about our wedding, share some of our tips, tricks. I think overall,
Honestly, I think
we share,
YouTube,
like, our little planning breakdown.
I don't think I need a mod,
And we'll, maybe drop that on Patreon if anyone
because
wants to use it
YouTube
for
filters
mentions.
out
We
the
really
bad
don't
or the
basically
rude
plan this ourselves.
comments.
I mean, from the invites to printing the name tents at
Yeah.
home, to doing our own bar signs,
Yeah.
welcome sign.
We bought like a
YouTube
$100 printer from Walmart.
doesn't put the bad
Did
comments in the
our
chat. Sometimes I read them just to like,
itineraries,
you know?
our name tags, a portion of our invites.
That's true.
We also printed our invites. Well, we made them on
So
Canva.
I wanted to talk to you
We had
guys
to put them on
quickly.
Etsy.
I know that I'm eating, but I want to talk to you guys about being delusional, right? Being delusional is like tricking your brain in a way. Like you have to be delusional in order to win. For me, I used to constantly, like, if you guys are subscribed to my channel, you know that I have been on a weight loss journey and I did lose 50 pounds. But prior to that, I always would look in the mirror and I always, like, I had a mantra, and the mantra went something like this, like, I am so beautiful. I'm the healthiest person. All of my clothes fit so well. I love my body. And eventually, the universe caught on. So some have to be delusional. If you want a Porsche, you know, right now, appreciate where you are in life right now. But you can wake up and say, you know what? I'm in my Porsche right now. I love the sound of the exhaust. Hello, you guys. Thank you for liking the live. Right? So you have to trick your brain, and eventually everything else will come together. You know? If you take the bus, simple, okay? I am getting in, you know, I'm getting in, let's say, a Range Rover right now. I am so lucky I have a driver pick me up and drop me off wherever I need to go. Like, if you want to, like, manifest a personal driver, but you have to learn how to not be so serious all the time. Like, people think I'm crazy. People think I am crazy, but mommy, come back. What is that? Mom, please come back. Okay, is that a spam? I believe that's a spam. You are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for liking the live. So you have to be delusional in order to get what you want from this lifetime. Okay, I'm so sorry, but this is not a channel for that, so, okay. Hello, Maurice, how are you? I am your mom? Okay. Okay, how old are you? You could be my child, I guess. One? Okay. I think it's time to block you. Okay. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? I'm just kind of talking about like a little bit of like manifestation and being delusional. Kim Kardashian, as much as we all have a love-hate relationship towards her, we cannot argue with the fact that she was being delusional and she manifested her way right up to the top. Kim Kardashian used to book hotels where Britney Spears stayed and call the paparazzi and walk out of the same hotel. Went back to the news reporters like TMZ and like said like, oh, Kim Kardashian and Britney Spears were hanging out. They were at the same hotel, and that made her more interesting. But, right? Hold on. This is a really good podcast.
Or whatever else might be there.
A boring table.
But if someone
asked
is
about
like,
the boring table, like
well,
that, it's probably not even numbered. It's probably boring table or like misfit table. Like those are notes that are meant to be OP's eyes only.
we kept those notes in mind only.
You guys, we were doing our seating chart until the night before the wedding. Like my assistant Dina actually like printed our seating chart names that morning of the wedding, which I'm glad that we waited so long because we actually had an entire table worth of people cancel like a day or two before the wedding. Like Justin's grandpa got COVID, he had to miss it. A couple of my friends got sick. Like, so that was nice because we could like delete one of the tables and like rearrange a little bit.
And
So
then
I'm
the
glad we
some
did.
of the rules shifted, but
It's
we
still.
had to
Can you guys hear the
Your
podcast?
seating chart is something that like you really do take into consideration of like who's gonna get along, who's gonna make friends. Like we've got a bunch of friends from college that all live in the cities and are married, and so we put all of them at a table so they would have fun and talk. And then we put a high school like college friend party here. Opposite to make all of that easier. Like,
well, it's not so
it's so
much.
strategic.
It's not so much that we need to prevent people from
Okay.
It's just where people
Today, I will be organizing my closet from top to bottom. Organizing. Because I want to purge my closet. And I just feel like I have so much stuff. Hold on, let me break that down. Like that. I feel like I have so many things. Cucumbers, mini cucumbers. But as I was saying about like manifestation and everything like that, it's all real. manifestation is all real. Before I created a vision board and I put the vision board where I could see it like every morning, just so that my goals were clear. And eventually I ripped it off the wall because I had said to myself, like, this is not real. None of these things that's on my vision board is coming through. When I ripped it up and I put it away in storage, then eventually everything started to unfold. I had a goal weight on there. I was able to accomplish that. I had other things on there as well. And that is how it works. Like, we have to put it out in the universe and we also have to let it go. You cannot be fixated on when. Because if it's one thing that I know for sure is it's all about divine timing. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen, when we are aligned. And if we're not aligned, then it doesn't happen. What makes my skin so reflective? That is my natural skin oil. Before this, I went on a morning walk and I was like sweating and stuff. So I guess sweat. And I had my breakfast and pretty soon I'm going to get started with my day. So the answer to that is sweat. But how are you guys on this Tuesday? How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. It is, what is it, Staff Appreciation Day? I'm not at work, so I'm missing all of the good perks of, like, you know, being appreciated for that day, for today. So, yeah. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Nicole. How are you? Where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? I always say Toronto because if I say it, nobody would ever know it. So I guess Toronto is like the closest popular area. Canada. Oh, we're in Canada. Canada. We have a lot of Canadians. Okay, first of all, somebody is outside. Sometimes the camera goes off because of the wind. Ontario. Okay, Ontario. I don't really watch sports, but Blue Jays won. How do we feel about that? You're past Peterborough? Oh, okay. We normally go past that area for fishing. You were born and raised? Okay. Well, I'm not from Canada. I just happen to live here. I was born in the Caribbean. Yes, Blue Jays. Oh, Oshawa. Oh my God. Okay. I used to live in Oshawa. I used to live north in Oshawa near, oh my God, that was crazy. Near Durham College, like walking distance. You know all those like houses behind Durham College? It's like adjacent from Shoppers Drug Mart. I used to live there. Yeah. Honestly, I love Oshawa. I love the Durham area. However, you do have to have a tough skin living in Oshawa because you'll see everything. One time I worked at a plaza, North End Oshawa. And then I saw someone walking a duck on a leash. and the duck had a number. And I was like, okay, this is a different level of unhinged. Like, Oshawa is crazy, but for some reason I love it. Your dad was born in Cape Town, didn't call him Canadian. When people came here, they called themselves Canadian. Yeah. I'm not I'm not Canadian. I came to Canada when I was like 11 for a better life, and that is how I ended up here. Yeah, Oshawa was my favorite. I can't I'm not going to say necessarily where I worked, but this is just a whole different level of like the drugs, the addiction. Like, I just, I will never, I don't like to judge people because you just never know what happened in life, why they ended up where they ended up. So, for example, it could be a passing in the family. Maybe they were going through like a difficult time. You just never know. So, I always try to look at everyone the same. I am from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right, to your point, yeah. Yeah, that is an excellent way to look at it. I live in Canada. I'm not Canadian. But however, when you go through like the whole citizenship process, you're definitely supposed to embrace, um, like they call it, like you're officially a Canadian citizen, and you're supposed to embrace that. Yeah, I heard Alberta is the same thing. My brother used to live in Alberta. You just never know. You never know what people are going through. But the smaller the town, the more you'll see that as well. Because up north, um, a lot of people turn towards like drugs and alcohol. And again, like I said, life happens. Life happens. We don't just wake up one day and decide, okay, I'm going to choose this. Exactly. You know what? Canada is great. Canada is great. Canada has so much to offer. But I always said it's like you will always appreciate where you're from, right? I feel like that everyone. If you're from a different province, if you move to the city, you will always appreciate the province that you originally was born in, you grew up. It's kind of like that for me. It's like that. But I'm assuming there will be celebration today. Like for the Blue Jays. Like everyone will be celebrating. See, I don't know what's going on in sports. I don't know what is happening around the world, but somebody told me that the Blue Jays win. And hello, I obviously have to support Canada. Right? He really wants to go back. Oh, he's from Ukraine. You guys have like or they have very, I would, the food, like the way how I see them like eating like the fish with the onion and the potato. I always wanted to try that. I'm getting to the part. You know what? That is a very good point. Um, I went to Seneca at York, and I took social service worker, immigration, and refugee. I'm not really sure if they still offer the program, but in that program, um, the main purpose of the job was to give people access to the resources that Canada has. So if they filed as a refugee, they will automatically get like housing. You would recommend like food banks to them. And I believe this was an issue a few months ago or a year ago where a lot of people who needed to go to the food bank, like the real, okay, let me pause for a second. A lot of people who really needed the help who went to the food bank were complaining that a lot of the international students were, coming there for the food. And by the time they get there, there's nothing left. And their whole reason is, okay, if you come here as an international student, you should be able to support yourself, right? That is the case. I knew someone who came here from Jamaica as an international student. And again, the agreement is you have to be able to support yourself financially and in other aspects as well. Good morning, my beautiful wife. Okay, with you and the kids. I don't have kids yet. Yeah, the cost of living is crazy. The cost of living in Canada is disgusting. It is nearly impossible for a single person to like maintain their lifestyle. Rent here for a bedroom right now, we're averaging about at least $1,800 or more. And to top it off, you still need money to buy food. You still need money for transportation, whether that is gas. Let's say if you have a car, insurance, right? Um, you need money for basic necessities. Like as a woman, it's like tampons, it's like hair products, clothing, and entertainment part is even more money. It's impossible to live here. But also, the cost of living up north as well is expensive. It's like twice the amount, especially within like Timmins, Ontario. Right, right. That's struggling to live. I feel like there was a moment in time where everyone was moving to Toronto, right? Everyone was moving to Toronto. And then when you realize how expensive it is, like almost everyone within the downtown core has a roommate. It's kind of like New York City. Like you'll find people in their 40s who has a roommate because it is so expensive to live there. Are they marry someone twice their age for a house? Yeah, that is common too, right? You went to get an education and make some. Okay. I Here's my theory on dating, right? As long as he's a provider. And a provider can look different to everyone. You're 26. Okay, you're 26, so you're still young. You're still young. But it is very important to have someone, a significant other, or yourself with a stable job because it's expensive. Gas price went down last night to 110, and everyone and their mama was going crazy for this price. Due to the economy. Yep, that's true. That is true. And you know what? Sometimes we have to like pick a struggle because there's also people who, like, even like my age, they went to university, you know, they studied, and they're struggling to find a job in that field, and they have this massive student loan that they have to pay back, right? Wow. Wow. I feel like it's like that in real estate. Like, I used to work within the real estate field, and majority of the real estate agents, like, they went to university to, like, you know, obviously get an education and start a career, but they weren't able to find a job in their field, so real estate became like something flexible for them. They're still able to search for that job while making probably twice the amount. Like, one commission check is probably what they would make in like 2 months if they were to like get that job in their field. The newcomer got the job and interview before her. It's like that. And also, I feel like you and I might have a number what we're willing to accept for hourly or salary, right? If we hear a number, okay, I'm not leaving my house, or you know what, I'll get back to you. The other job is offering much more than what you're offering. So we walk away from that. And the newcomer, obviously, this is a new experience for them. They're here to work. Most of them just want to work however or how many jobs that they want to work, and they send for their family, that sort of thing. So maybe they might accept less and they think that is a lot. And also, when you convert that money back to wherever they're from, it could be worth a lot of money. So for me, EC is like EC dollars, like the St. Vincent money currency. So if I send $100 EC, I mean $100 Canadian, I'm getting $200 and a slight bit of change EC. If I send 500, I'm getting 1,000. mm, that's true. None of the companies just benefits from tax cut. Yes, it is a very tricky, and honestly, like, working in Toronto as well, you just see like a certain dynamics. But I just feel like, I don't know, you have to like, I don't know where these jobs are anymore. Jobs are looking for different things. They're no longer hiring part-time. I feel like, I mean full-time. I feel like since the pandemic, a lot of companies has cut back on hours. Companies barely can offer you 40 hours a week. I don't know how they expect you to survive. All right. There's a lot of caveats and nuances to this. Right. That's okay. That's okay. You were being vocal. And honestly, you're not the only person. It's like almost everyone that I speak to, especially if you are within the Toronto area, I feel like everyone has the same opinion when it comes to that, right? The food bank situation will always be something that I use as an example. So the real people that need the food, like the Canadians who are struggling because the system is just so upside down. So they're going to the food bank because they really need the food. Let's say if they are on welfare or if they're on disability, they still have to pay a little bit for rent. They might not pay market rent, but they do have to contribute to rent. Their rent could be like $100. It could be $200. So, oh, you did it? Were you involved in it? Yeah. So, yeah. Yes. But, you know what? A different story for a different day, right? But the point is, I live in Canada, but I'm not Canadian. I'm not Canadian. My only beef with Canada is obviously we all like everyone knows this when you come here is the weather, right? So coming from somewhere like hot, like some people have like seasonal blues. Some people have seasonal blues, and that's the best way to put it. And with that being said, you still have to get out there. You still have to like get your blood flowing. Winter is a tough season for some people. I love it. I like it. Correction. I don't love it. I like it. I like it. But in terms of like the emotional part of it, it's kind of hard. The good ones and understand our country and its situation. Yes, I definitely understand. And also, I listen to a lot of radio. I listen to the AM radio with Al Sinclair, and these are topics that they bring up as well. So I'm pretty in the loop. But right? No, okay. Basically, what I'm saying is after being here for so long, I realize why a lot of people talk about like seasonal blues, right? Where is that? There's a province in Canada that they pay you. Don't they pay you? Or they give you X amount of money? I did hear that one time. There is a province somewhere. Hmm. Now I'm curious. Okay. So the seasonal blues, right? You still have to get out there. You still have to do the walks. Like one time I seen this lady, she was fully running and it's like winter, and I looked out the window and I said to myself, I was like, hold on. If she can run in the winter, there is no excuse for me to sit here and not go outside for a walk. She motivated me. Obviously, she was Canadian, and I always see her run. But every time I see her, I don't think like she thinks she's better than everyone else because she's running into winter. No. Get on my clothes. Let's go outside. If she can do it, I can do it. Not the run though. Not the run, just the walk. Maybe it's Nova Scotia, but I did hear something like that. Like the depression rate is like high. I mean, it makes sense, right? See? See? So, but there's so many things to do in the winter as well. There's like snow tubing. I mean, let's be real. We all love a day when it's like snow up to your knees and you can't go to work. The roads are not plowed. That is just an excuse to like stay in, have some hot chocolate, put on your favorite show, eat some soup, drink some soup. Right? Snowshoes. A snowmobile. See, where my brother is from, they have the snowmobiles in order to get to school. Like he's not from up north, but he bought a house a couple years ago up there. And over the summer, and the villages, not the villages, like everyone lives so far apart, like walking is going to take a very long time. And I'm assuming they ride these snowmobiles to school. And it's like normal to them. And I was also telling someone this. I don't see a lot of women. Like, women are just so natural up north. Like, nobody cares about, like, the jewelry. Nobody cares about nail polish. Nobody cares about makeup. Nobody cares about the eyelashes. Like, the beauty standards up there is a lot different. It's almost like this is who I am. I took a shower this morning and I'm living my best life. I like that. North North Bay. Wow. I went to North Bay Mall, miles away from each other. Wow. Wow. Thank you guys for liking the live. Yeah. Maybe I just don't feel like I can go up north during the winter time because when I went in July, it was already on a rainy day, it was cold outside. Like it was chilly and I needed my jacket. So I said, I can only imagine on an actual winter day, they would have to take me to the hospital because I would be freezing. Beautiful. Hello, Ron. How are you? And I noticed, do you notice that there is like no Starbucks? At least in the area that I was in, there is no Starbucks. It's only Tim Hortons. There's no demands for Starbucks out there. Was there a Starbucks in North Bay? Actually, there was. There was in North Bay, but the further you went, it was only Tim Hortons. So past North Bay, I guess they stop the Starbucks. um, Here's the thing. I don't mind the city life. I don't mind it. However, I feel like I always said this before. I feel like I would rather that slow life in order to regulate my nervous system, because the city life, it teaches you to go 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 go. When I wake up, I'm constantly going 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 going. When I get home, it's like you have to like unwind, you have to prep your dinner, you might want to go work out, you might want to spend time with your family. You are constantly on the go. And I feel like up north, because everybody else is living more slowly, more intentional, and they are fantasizing their life, I could eventually see myself living within that area. And then the city traffic as well, like Toronto traffic, is disgusting. Taking the 401 eastbound, westbound during rush hour, not it. This is probably the only time to take the 401 in bigger cities. Yeah, I would not mind. I just feel like I wouldn't mind just living in an area like that, gardening in the summertime, with my cup of coffee, just putting my time and my energy into gardening and other like house stuff. And, going outside, setting up the table so that you can have lunch outside, like more intentional. Having, your friends or your family over to like have afternoon tea. Like, the city makes us all effed up. That's what I'm going to say. We're all effed up. That's it. That's the living you were used to. See, I like that. Where I'm from in the Caribbean, I'm from the countryside, so it's kind of like the same living, but more obviously tropical. So fruits and vegetables were grown outside your neighbor or by you. When we needed a snack, it wasn't like, okay, we're gonna go to the store, we're gonna get some ice cream. No. When you needed a snack, you go and you pick a mango off the tree or plum. And then dinner, like everyone, for the most part, growing up, it was like three solid meals. Like every meal in between was like small, right? There was no overeating. Oh, the one coffee shop. Yes, yes, yes. In the town, there's one grocery store, there's one post office, and literally it looks like a ghost town. So there was three meals. My grandmother would get up, make breakfast for everyone, and then also if you went off to school, you would obviously get lunch. But most of the time, like most of the kids came home for lunch. Like that was a memory that I will always cherish. When it was lunchtime, you left the school and then you came home, you ate, you probably watched TV, and then you would walk back to school with your friend. During recess time, their snack that they sold was like mangoes with like hot sauce and a little bit of salt and whatever. And then you walk back home. And the cow milk, there was cow milk. Mostly everyone had like chickens, so the eggs were like natural, organic. Most people had like a goat, cows. Like it's just different. Yeah. So that is a goal of mine in life, is to eventually move back to where I came from. Like when it comes to the age that I want to retire, I feel like I want to move back to St. Vincent. Obviously, I have to set myself up first. May I forget house, may I forget car, may I forget land. um, so when I do that, I will move. And I would say when kids do come along, I feel like I wouldn't mind raising my kids there because the lifestyle is so much different, right? Rent is expensive. You can't do anything. I know people that haven't traveled within the last 5 years because the budget. The budget. The only thing they are able to do is pay rent and eat and have money just to go back to work. Not the iPad kid. Not you coming for the iPad kid. Kids. Listen, you have adults that are my age that are still iPad kids. Like they cannot go without the iPad. But kids in the Caribbean, I'm sure now they have iPads, but they're mostly like outside. Like after school, you're outside hanging around in the neighborhood with like other kids, like jumping, like skip ropes. What else do they do? Like they might go swimming in the river or the beach, you know? Oh, okay, okay. A lot of these new parent as well just like shove an iPad in the kid's face. Yeah. iPad kid. Cocomelon, Miss Rachel. One of my favorite YouTubers, Amy Macedo and Stephanie Macedo. Amy Macedo was a Canadian. She still is a Canadian, but she moved to Texas, and she talked about the struggle of going like giving her son the iPad and weaning him off the iPad. Like she said it was a struggle. And she asked me for my opinion like, okay, well, if I'm not giving my son the iPad, what can I give to him to like entertain him? And it's just like, listen, if you don't want to give your child the iPad, take it away. However, you have to have things to entertain. For example, the coloring book, like the sensory activities, um, the sensory activities. Yes, going for walks. Just, and most of them, like, I haven't really said where I work, but kids don't realize that they don't have iPads or television if they're in a certain environment. There's other kids playing. They have cars, they have puzzles that they're, able to like figure out. I feel like a puzzle is more to like get the brain going. What happened with Roblox? Didn't Kim Kardashian son like was like didn't he find a video of her? But what happened with the with Roblox? Excuse me. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oops. I just know that Roblox is not really for kids because there's grown ass adults in there pretending to be kids. chatting with, anyways, I don't want to say it because YouTube might flag me. But I'll tell you what. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. My generation, you had to read a book, play cards. There was computers, but it wasn't like we just played solitaire on the computer. They do lie about that on these apps. That is also the problem. But I feel like companies make it too easy. TikTok, on the other hand, TikTok does not play. I can tell you that for a fact. Like a fact. Let's just say, oh wow. You see, I always appreciate those parents because every now and then I go to the library just to like go there. Not that because I'm borrowing books, but it's good to sit like if I have to edit a YouTube vlog, I would go to the library and just sit and edit the vlog because being in that environment is like you're motivated to like get it done. People are there, people are working, people, most of the people in their college or university, but you always see parents walk in with their kids and their kids are exchanging books. And I love to see that. I love to see that. Wow. But I think I'm going to, I have lots to do today. I am going to organize my closet, clean up a bit, fold my laundry. I'm just trying to make use of my time off work in the most productive way possible and unwind. But I will come back here on live later. I love that. I love that, Rex. I love that. But I will come back on here later when I get my ducks in a row. So it was nice chatting to you. Make sure you come back on later. And thank you for joining me. Thank you. Catch you later.